Hey guys, this is another update of my Aqueon 54 corner tank. As you can see here, many new changes since the last video, and maybe in this video you haven't really seen the Babonias is because I did sell the pair. The male Babonius was really taking control. He was getting too big for the tank, I believe. He was just, oh, something just got spooked. But he was getting too big for the tank. He was getting a little aggressive. So I decided to sell a pair. As you're looking right now, there's two beautiful fish. One is the pintail fairy wrasse. I do have a pair, and there's the female right there below, and the male is just swimming around with beautiful colors. And this is one of the most deep water rare Earl wrasse. Very, very beautiful. It has magenta colors. If you can stay still, look at the beautiful colors. Just gorgeous. And then I have the golden rhomboid wrasse, and you can see the beautiful colors on there. The tail got a little nipped in the beginning from the pintail, because I guess he tried to sleep in the same hole, but it's going to grow back because it's just the tail that got nipped. But you see the display of beautiful colors. Beautiful fish, super male, and you can see the nice golden and the purple, just beautiful fish. The pintail here is doing very, very well. So I moved more into these high-end wrasses, more harder to get wrasses. Pintails are more available. It seems like there's only one company could get their hands on them, and then they also drove the price down because they could scoop a lot of them. They're not really a deep water fish, but the fish are doing very well. The NPS or the gorgonian here, it's doing okay. I see some days it doesn't look so great, so they're just a challenge to keep alive. I did have them for a while, but you know, you can see the full polyp extensions. I feed my tank every day, probably twice a day, to get, you know, some food in the tank. I did get a nice little collection of rock anemones here. These all ultra rock anemones. Looks great at the tinic lights are on. The sea fan here is doing good. The gorgonian is there. Nothing really too crazy with the coral. I did move some rock around. I took some rock out, so the aqua scrape is a little different from before. I kind of opened up this little cave a little bit more. The tube anemones here is taken in. I did get another tube anemone. I just have a hard time for it to stay in its hole or by the rock. It's actually beautiful. It's black or deep purple with green center. So I keep them constantly moving, but it seems like to go over there. It doesn't bury itself in the sand yet, so I'm just hopefully it does it on its own naturally, because I keep on putting it in the sand and it push itself out of the sand. I did move my, let's see if I can get a good shot of it, but it's my jawbreaker mushroom here, and I can't get a good focus on it. If you can see it on the right there, which actually just got a beautiful look of the wrasse. It's really hard to tell, but you can really see that little red streak in it. It's really, really coming out nice. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the fish I had changed in this tank. Just look how beautiful this Earl wrasse is. They do go for between $500 and $600, and that's about what I paid for it with the shipping. So you probably could find maybe cheaper here and there, but again, it's not a common wrasse to get your hands on. It is a deep water wrasse, and I just like the higher end, harder to catch, but harder to get type of fish in this tank. The pintail wrasse seemed to be a little aggressive to all the fish, but mainly just the Earl wrasse. But since I put the female in, it kind of actually mellowed out a little bit, and I kind of put the wrasses all together very close in time proximity, so they didn't really have a, you know, built a good territory, so they're actually sharing the territory. No one messes with the golden rhomboid. He is the biggest wrasse in this tank. He's about 4 inches, I would say, but I don't think he's going to get any bigger. Clownfish are doing excellent. They would actually pair up and they do their little dancing at night and a little shimmy shimmy. The little guy is getting a little bigger. You saw definitely the size difference, but the female is beautiful. Bali Aquarich. So sorry about the angle, but it's one of my favorite things, especially because it has a little mole on its left cheek. I don't know if I could get, if you can see it on here. Stay still for 1 second, but clowns are doing very good. I do have a leopard wrasse in here too. My wife likes the leopard wrasse, but I just got it, so it's been hiding in the sand, and hopefully it'll come out. It usually comes out at night. I do also have a little black sailfin blenny. I don't know if you've seen the last video, but it's really hard to tell, but he's right there. Don't move. He's kind of blended in the shade. It's a little hard to see with the video, but things are doing very well. Fish are swimming more and more around the tank, where when I saw the fish getting pushed to the side of the rock and nothing in the center, I knew that the Epibonis was really aggressive to the other fish and made the other fish nervous. And as you can see now, the fish are swimming all over the tank. No one's really binded to one spot. They go all over the tank. So that tells me that the fish are being more, I guess, very nice to each other. Again, the pintail is probably one of the only fish in this tank that will have to show he wants to be the dominant fish, even though he's not the biggest fish. But he only really chases the Earl wrasse once in a while, and obviously the female pintail, which been following him around. So I guess she's took some attraction to him, and he lets her stay around. But for the most part, the fish are doing good, and just a nice little more action than I have in the past with this tank, mainly because the Bonias were just getting too big. I mean, they were beautiful when I had them, but they, you know it's time they outgrow the tank, and unfortunately my wife won't let me get a bigger tank, so I try to go with the higher and smaller fish. So hope you guys' tanks are doing very well, and stay tuned for the next update. And again, if you have any questions about the fish I have, and any feedback or anything that you have questions about, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a good one, guys.